from changing the faces of Kaduna, Zaria, and Kafanchan towns, Kaduna urban renewal projects have impact on the economic activities of the state, especially the transport sector. This is the focus of Panorama from Kaduna Network Center. I am Suleiman Abdullahi Rigachku. As a mark of its commitment to expand energy access to 5 million households in off-grid communities across the country, the federal government has launched the deployment of 100,000 solar home systems in Jigawa State under the Solar Power Niger program. State House correspondent Jide Onifadi reports.
This is Jangefe, a community in Roni local government area of Jigawa State. It is an agrarian community with others engaging in petty trading. What I cannot say to be more of a challenge. Unfortunately, it is one of the off-grid communities not connected to electricity, and the people yearn for this.
Charge. You can charge. Our phone now. Yes, now.
Awal Dauda is a member of the community who is benefiting from the 1,000 units allocated for the community under the second phase of the Solar Power Niger program. It is new to him and other members of the community, but one which has come as a great relief. Vice President Yemi Oshimbaju, launching the deployment of the 100,000 solar home systems, says the initiative is part of Nigeria Economic Sustainability Plan to roll out 5 million new solar connections in off-grid communities across the country.
The program incorporates several innovative solutions to increase affordability for the citizens while also providing sufficient comfort to investors and financiers alike.
The program is being implemented by the Rural Electrification Agency, the Niger Delta Power Holding Company, and Asola.
We in Jigawa, we can count numerous interventions that is being done by the federal government under President Muhammad Buhari.
Today's occasion is a testimony that partnership is needed to make meaningful progress in this space and encourage other agencies and state government to key into this program to further achieve the set objectives.
Why wouldn't they be happy? And just a simple solution, and that's what we are doing. That's what the government has asked us to do, and that's what we are doing. The Economic Sustainability Program is a very wonderful program.
Our leaders are human. They commit mistakes. They commit acts of omission. Where they omit, we should learn to overlook and forgive. Where they do the right things, we should learn to appreciate them.
Apart from the immediate benefit of this solar power program, the initiative is expected to create over 250,000 jobs across the country. And the vice president was at the palace of the Emir of Kazaure, Alhaji Najib Hussein Adamu, where he served as the special guest at the turbaning of the Minister of Water Resources, Suleiman Adamu, as the new Galadima Kazaure and district head of Roni. The vice president was accompanied by chairman of the Governors Forum, Kayode Fayemi, the host governor, Badaru Abubakar, and governors of Kaduna, Kano, Katsina, as well as other cabinet ministers. The Galadima title bestowed on the minister is the highest ranking council member title among princes. In Kazaure, Jigawa State, Jide Onifadi, NTA News. NTA News.
The vision of Kaduna State government towards turning Kaduna into a modern city is fast becoming a reality as its urban renewal project progresses. Major towns of Kaduna, Zaria, Kafanchan, and their environs are also wearing new looks courtesy of the visionary initiative of the El-Rufai administration. Sunday Adamu brings us up to speed with highlights of the project.
A visionary project, a project which aims at giving Kaduna a mega city status and modernize other major towns in the state. Already, some major roads are being reconstructed, expanded and dualized with provision of drainages. Standing tall, though under construction in the city center, are overhead bridges in Kawa and Arewa House. Steady progress is also being made on the construction of an underpass in the Central Market area and the bridge across River Kaduna linking Banawa axis. This massive infrastructural development is being extended to other major towns outside Kaduna city center, with steady progress being made in Zaria, Kafanchan, and environs.
You see, there's a lot of changes in Kaduna State, and I'm giving the El-Rufai kudo.
It's making Kaduna State to look very good, clean, and everything is going smoothly. It's nice, I love it.
Upon completion of these projects, Kaduna State is expected to be a friendly home to its residents, a safer place to live, equipped to support and promote the livelihood of the citizens. In Kaduna, Adamu Sunday, NTA News.
With us to shed more light on the development of these giant strides, in the studio is Engineer Dr. Muhammad Lawal Magaji, Managing Director and Chief Executive, Kaduna State Road Agency, KADRA. Engineer, you are most welcome to our studio.
Good afternoon.
Yes, we've just watched in the report, and Kaduna and other major cities of Kafanchan, Zaria, and are wearing a new look, and the question in the minds of the people, many people, is what is the magic?
Yes, let me start by giving an overview of the urban renewal project.
Okay.
Kaduna population census figure in 2006 was 6 million people. It is anticipated that, based on the growth rate, to increase to about 10 to 12 million. And this population is expected that about 6 to 7 million will reside in urban cities. And the major cities in the state are Kaduna, Zaria, and Kafanchan.
Okay.
The urban renewal project was flagged off, the road infrastructure was flagged off in 2019. We have other sectors, that health, education,
Markets,
health, market, all under the Kaduna State Urban Renewal Road project.
So it's an integrated project?
It's an integrated project whereby we have the transport sector, that's the road infrastructure.
Okay.
Under the road infrastructure, it was flagged in Kaduna, where it covers 4 local governments: Kaduna North, Kaduna South, Chukun, Igabi.
Okay.
Then it was moved, it was also, we went to Zaria and Kafanchan with the same urban renewal project. In Kaduna, when it was flagged off, we had 22 number roads, but so far now we have 33. Most of the roads will be dualized. Okay. We have 8 bridges as to be constructed, which we have commenced the construction of about 5 of these bridges. Okay. In Zaria, we have 23 number roads, with also 5 bridges to be constructed, and dualization of these routes. In Kafanchan also we have dualization and expansion of the roads. This sign of serious government when we have a visionary leader in person of our the governor, His Excellency Mali Nasir Ahmed El-Rufai, who has the political will and zeal to transform the state, coupled with the stakeholders who are committed to seeing it through, and also the support that we have been getting from the people of Kaduna State. This is just the magic. And so far, so good. We have completed 12 roads in Kaduna, and 19 are ongoing. Likewise, Zaria and Kafanchan. All the roads are ongoing without much hitches.
Quite a remarkable progress there. So with all this development, people will be asking, what is the economic projection? I believe the state government has an anticipation of maybe attracting foreign investment, developing key sectors of the economy. What is your projection?
You see, the benefit have just started with the execution of the project. Youth are being engaged in the execution. jobs are being created directly or indirectly. Okay. Food vendors also are benefiting from this massive project. Okay. After the completion, investors will come into the state, invest and reside in Kaduna. This road project will open up Kaduna, will link major roads. There will be no much traffic gridlock as we have been experiencing before. And areas will be opened up for structures to spring up. Okay. And once that is being achieved, the IGR will increase and the socio-economic activities will improve.
Okay. So that will now place Kaduna in its rightful position, being the hub of the north, the melting pot of the north.
Exactly.
It's like making Kaduna great again.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Engineer, for sharing your thought in our program. And we hope when you are commissioning the projects to keep track of the development.
Thank you
thank you very much. Viewers, News Panorama continues after the short break.
The vaccine offers hope for a safe country free of coronavirus. I urge all state governments, traditional and religious leaders to take the lead in the mobilization effort within their environment and spheres of influence. I similarly urge all eligible Nigerians to present themselves and be vaccinated in accordance with the order of priority already mapped out at the various authorized designated centers only.
A five-man committee comprising critical agencies being set up to look into irregularities in the payment of doctors' salaries, while the National Officers Committee of the Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors, NARD, has been mandated to urgently consult with its Executive Council on concrete resolutions reached from the reconciliation meeting between the federal government and representatives of the group with a view to calling off the ongoing strike. Charles Alpha reports.
On 31st of last month, representatives of the federal government met with the Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors with the hope of resolving their demands, but that was not to be, as the doctors proceeded on the strike action despite motion put in place by the federal government to tackle their demands. That meeting continued last night between the parties with an addendum to the Memorandum of Action reached in March. The meeting acknowledged that payments of house officers met some irregularities in some centers, and a valid list be produced by a five-man committee within 72 hours to IPPIS through the Federal Ministry of Health. On salary shortfall between 2014 and 2016, the parties agreed that NAD and the Committee of Chief Medical Directors to immediately submit lists of affected institutions and personnel for it to be captured in the supplementary budget.
Clear of all these understandings, the meeting asked NAD National Officers Committee NDC to consult urgently with the Executive Council with a view to giving this consultation process a chance from those practice for the care of our patients. By calling on this strike,
I believe that the progress that has been made so far will be taken to logical conclusion as to make those on strike go back to work.
Me and the National Officers Committee will take this back to our members with the hope of calling off the strike tomorrow.
In Abuja, Charles Alpha, NTA News.
The Chief of the Army Staff, Lieutenant General Ibrahim Attahiru, has directed Army training institutions to focus on building appropriate capacities that will further transform the Nigerian Army to a formidable force to tackle security challenges across the country. The Army Chief gave the directive at the inauguration of the Course 5 2021 of the Army War College, Abuja. Defense correspondent Ismail Musa has details.
This brief but symbolic ceremony marks the inauguration of 62 officers into the premier Nigerian Army War College, conceptualized in 2017 to develop the capacity of participants in the act of operational campaign planning and strategic interagency cooperation. This is to enhance efficient deployment and employment of land power in a complex joint multinational and interagency environment.
Our nation has been grappling with a myriad of security challenges. I challenge you to make good use of your time at the college and imbibe the knowledge that will open your minds to new ideas that enhances the defense and security of our dear nation.
The course is unique in that it is the first course that will conduct the maiden joint operations exercise recently introduced by Defense Headquarters for Services War Colleges.
National security.
Former Chief of Army Staff and Minister of Interior delivered the guest lecture that focused on strategic military leadership and emerging threats to Nigeria's national security.
The civil defense and the police should be, used in order to be able to, add in terms of protection of civilian communities. But it's very, very important because the insurgents have realized the fact that civilian communities are soft targets.
62 participants comprising 3 officers from Togo, Liberia and Congo were inaugurated at the event. From the Nigerian Army War College in Abuja, Ismail Musa, NTA News.
The Acting Inspector General of Police, Usman Al-Kali Baba, is engaging operational commanders from the southeast and south-south with a view to addressing the security challenges affecting the zone. Francis Pong reports.
What is the problem?
Usman Al-Kali Baba is assuming the leadership of the force at a time that the force is battling with too many internal security challenges, with the recent attacks in Imo and other states within the southeast and south-south zones being the latest. That explains this maiden engagement with strategic commanders from states in those zones.
We have a very critical situation which needs immediate attention and which needs rejigging our operational strategy to ensure that this thing is nipped on the board within the quickest possible time.
The acting IGP wants Nigerians to change their mindsets and be ready to work with security agencies for community safety and national security. Meanwhile, the acting IGP has approved the appointment of AIG Hafiz Inua as the Force Secretary, while CP Frank Mba and acting CP Ido Ohunwa have been retained as Force Public Relations Officer and Principal Staff Officer to the IGP, respectively. Franks is from NTA News.
A decentralized policing system in Nigeria has been described as the sure way to confront headlong the current security challenges the country is facing. Governor Boyega Oyetola made the submission at the annual colloquium of the Sultan Machido Institute for Peace, Leadership and Development Studies. Joshua Ogunjude reports.
Governor Boyega Oyetola, who was the guest lecturer for this year's annual colloquium of the Sultan Machido Institute for Peace and Development Studies, x-rayed the country's security challenges and emphasized that the centralized policing system could no longer meet the current realities. While acknowledging the efforts of the federal government through the police at establishing community police, Governor Boyega Oyetola noted that the constitutional provision that assigned the role of Chief Security Officer to the governors will be more appropriate to provide corresponding power and control of the security to the governors to enable them live up to their responsibility effectively.
For proper security of lives and property of our people and the prompt containment of growing challenges, we must inevitably now engage our traditional institutions. Governors particularly cannot afford not to look in the direction of the traditional institutions. This is because every conflict is local, and as such, traditional institutions cannot be left out of the scheme.
The governor who described security as the main facilitator of sustainable economic development and good governance, explained that the Southwest Neighborhood Security Network Code, named Amotekun, is out to complement the conventional security agencies to effectively tackle armed banditry, kidnapping, and armed robbery. Joshua Wuchide, NTA News.
The Nigerian Navy says equipping senior naval officers and their contemporaries from sister services with requisite capacity and skills in leadership and national security, as well as operational art strategy, is key in combating the nation's contemporary security challenges. Chief of Naval Staff Vice Admiral Awal Gambo, who was represented by the flag officer commanding Eastern Naval Command, said this during the inauguration of the Naval Warfare Course 5 participants in Calabar. Maureen Leo Ajom reports.
Maritime security challenges such as piracy, armed robbery and crude oil theft, as well as emerging security challenges such as terrorism, farmers and herders conflicts, cultism and political violence, among others, are on the increase. These challenges, the Nigerian Navy says, have placed a demand on national resources and human capacity development, hence the need to continually develop the capacity of command-level officers.
The college remains poised at attaining global best standards by ensuring that observed inadequacies and shortcomings are properly addressed.
The Naval Warfare Course is particularly structured to equip senior naval officers by developing their critical competence for effective command, managerial and leadership roles.
Course content, has been carefully selected to cover a wide range of issues that will equip the participant.
They constitute the middle element that connects the strategic level security practitioners as well as the tactical level practitioners.
Participants were charged to be responsible, disciplined and cooperative to accomplish set goals together.
The operational level course is to further enable us to function in joint operations.
The Naval War College Nigeria, as a center of excellence in naval and joint military operations, has evolved a robust curriculum that has the right professional knowledge and skills needed to tackle security challenges in Nigeria, in line with the vision of the Chief of Naval Staff. In Calabar, Maureen Leo Ajom, NTA News.
Conversation on tackling security challenges continues as expectations are high among stakeholders for effective implementation of resolutions coming out of the Kaduna Town Hall meeting on setting benchmarks for enhanced security and national unity in Nigeria. The report. With broad-based attendance, wide submissions and far-reaching resolutions, the Town Hall meeting on security is the second held in Kaduna State under the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture. It is in search of the best approach towards addressing lingering farmers-herders conflict, ethno-religious clashes, banditry, kidnapping, drug abuse and addiction, among other crimes bedeviling the region. From the lead presenter to discussants, stakeholders are on the same page, believing that together they can overcome the challenges.
Today, we know history have made it clear the most outstanding success have not come to the Northeast until when the civilian JTF come to place. Because with the civilian JTF in the Northeast, they're able to identify these bad guys and be who knows the track, follow the traps and use them to fish them out. In the northwest of this country and the north central of this country, one of the key important things was a civilian, sort of a civilian architecture. Not just the traditional police-community relation, traditional architecture of a civilian joint task force that will move into actions and be able to get this thing done.
Some of the people that are perpetrating this thing are our children. And so the question I ask every parent, where does your child sleep last night?
They also advocate constitutional role for traditional rulers, especially on issues of national security.
We have to look for our abandoned traditional institutions. We have to look for our neglected religious institutions. These come together to form another force.
Stakeholders acknowledge consistent synergy in tackling the challenges and maintaining stability and corporate existence of Nigeria. Suleiman Abdullah. 5 additional students of the Federal College of Forestry and Agricultural Mechanization of Kaduna have regained their freedom from their abductors. Amina Said Abubakar reports that 3 out of the freed students are from the same family.
The 5 students coming back to the college
for the first time since they were abducted about a month ago. Kaduna State Commissioner for Internal Security and Home Affairs Samuel Aruan reunites them with their parents before the school management.
The governor charged the students to be strong and firm in pursuing excellence in life. He encouraged them to convert the unfortunate experience into a platform for hope, realization of dreams and aspirations for a better Nigeria.
We are thanking Kaduna State government, and still we need their support. As he said, we want them to give us full support, full cooperation until all our students are back.
The students say they will not be deterred.
My prayer is that since we were out, we pray for them to be out there successful.
This brings to 10 the total number of students of the college who have regained freedom out of the 39 kidnapped from the school by bandits on the 11th of March. In Kaduna, Amina Saida Abubakar, NTA News.
Media organizations in the country must forge strong synergy in promoting national unity and cohesion, especially now the nation is facing challenges. Director General, Nigerian Television Authority, Malam Yakub Ibn Muhammad, said this in Kaduna while on courtesy visit to the management of Kaduna State Media Corporation. Haruna Muhammad reports.
This is the first time a Director General of NTA is visiting the state-owned media organization since its establishment more than 40 years ago. Accompanied by Zonal Director Kaduna Network Center Hamza Musa Makarfi, the visit is an opportunity for DG to monitor the state's managing director Ibrahim Samaila Ahmad, who happens to be a staff of the NTA seconded to Kaduna State government. The Director General was conducted around new office complex, which is about 85% completion, and some strategic operational areas. Says a new focus revolutionizing broadcasting is taking place at Kaduna State Media Corporation. He commends Governor El-Rufai for development across social and economic sector of the state. The Director General advised the state media organizations in the country to take advantage of NTA Television College JOS to train staff to enable them compete favorably in the broadcast industry.
We should not see ourselves as competitors, right? We should see ourselves as partners in progress. Right? We're in the business of broadcasting. We're in the business of media. And the world has changed so dramatically, especially if you come to media, the business of media, the world has changed. So the only way to go is collaboration and support. We should collaborate with each other, support each other. What we have and I don't have, if I need it, you should be able to give it to me.
Managing Director Ismail Ahmed describes as moral booster the visit by the Director General to the organization. He says the state government is doing a lot to support KSMC to achieve its mandate. In Kaduna, Haruna Muhammad, NTA News.
Leveraging the gains of the just concluded ECOWAS Parliament extraordinary session in Freetown, Sierra Leone, the regional legislature is pushing the case for women empowerment further towards equity and inclusion in all sectors of society. A meeting of ECOWAS Parliament Joint Committee on Social Affairs, Gender and the Promotion of Women, Education, Science and Culture and Health in Monrovia, Liberia, will articulate the role of women in the development of West Africa vis-à-vis the need for their participation in leadership to achieve regional integration, peace, security, good governance, and socio-economic development. Speaker Sidi Mohammed Tunis will lead members of parliament from across West Africa to delocalized meeting scheduled for April 13 to 17, 2021, the outcome of which will be presented to plenary for further legislative action. More support for motorsports in Nigeria as live football action returns on NTA this weekend. Details on sports updates.